Hello, everyone, and welcome to the skincare workshop presented to you by the Journey with Skin, a platform educating teenagers about everything skincare related. So, about me, my name is Suhani Patel, a 16-year-old high school student, soon to be 17. I have experienced my own skincare challenges, including acne and a third-degree burn, and share my journey to spread awareness to teenagers. What is the journey with skin? It's essentially the journey within your skin, and the SK is in italics in the logo to symbolize this message. So it's the journey within skin. The topics that we will cover today are ones that I, along with many other teenagers, have experienced or have been challenged by. And these include acne, accutane in my accutane journey, steps in a skincare routine, and finding high quality but affordable skincare products. So the first thing that we'll talk about today is acne. Acne is a very broad and general term, so we're going to define it. It occurs when hair follicles become clogged with oil, which is known as sebum, dead skin cells, and bacteria, and it can affect people of all ages. However, many teenagers experience it as they go through puberty or hormonal changes. There are many different types of acne and forms of acne as well. Fungal acne is a skin condition which is caused by an overgrowth of a naturally occurring yeast called Mesothelioma on the skin, which leads to inflammation and small itchy bumps. It has an itchier feel compared to regular acne and is common around the chest, back, forehead, which you can see in this image, and hairline. Excessive sweating, humid environments, and oily skincare products can all cause fungal acne. Cystic acne is a form of acne that leads to these large, painful, pus-filled cysts that develop deep under the skin and often appear as red, inflamed bumps. Unlike regular acne, cystic acne can be painful to the touch, and the cysts form deep within the layers and not just on the surface, so it's deep within your skin. It's caused by hormonal changes, genetics, bacteria overgrowth, and excess oil or sebum production, and affects more of the face than hormonal acne. So you can see these pus-filled cysts in these images here. Hormonal acne is a type of acne caused by fluctuations in hormone levels, and this type of acne can be caused during menstruation, increased levels of androgens or male hormones, such as testosterone, and certain medications. So, teenagers can get this type of acne due to hormones occurring during puberty. It typically appears on the face, back, chest, and shoulders, and there's small, tender bumps on the jawline, which you can see in this image here, cheeks, and chin. It's more severe and persistent than other types of acne as well. Finally, nodular acne is a form of acne characterized by these large, hard, painful lumps, which are known as nodules, and they develop deep under the skin, appearing as red bumps without a visible whitehead. So you can see that in this image, there's no whitehead, and they can last for weeks or even months. You cannot treat this type of acne yourself, and it requires treatment from a healthcare provider or dermatologist. Without treatment, this type of acne can lead to permanent and severe scarring, and the pores become blocked, so it traps dead skin cells, hair, and sebum or oil. In my experience, I've had hormonal and cystic acne. So you can see in these images how my acne was deep under my skin, but it also was on the outside. And towards the end of middle school and the start of my freshman year in high school, it's when my acne got really worse and my skin barrier was very disrupted. So after trying many skincare products, using active ingredients like salicylic acid, retinols, and benzoyl peroxide, it didn't really help my skin in the best way that it could have helped my skin. So I went to my dermatologist and he recommended for me to try Accutane. So, what is Accutane? It's a retinoid medication treating severe acne. A healthcare provider or dermatologist will provide the prescription for you. It's composed of naturally derivative vitamin A and is also known as isotretinoin. It's just the other name for it. It's given when other acne medications do not work well enough or cannot be tolerated. And it comes in these like packets, as you can see. So for my Accutane journey, I started on July 1st, 2024 and ended on January 23rd, 2025. So it's been a 7-month journey. At first, I took 30 milligram dosages in the morning and night, and then towards the middle of my Accutane journey, I switched to 40 milligrams and then back to 30 milligrams at the end of my Accutane journey. This was the first time I also had to get my blood drawn, which was a new experience for me. And I did not need to use active ingredients when I was on Accutane. And also, it's emphasized that you should take the pills with fatty meals and you should not take the pills on an empty stomach. There are many side effects when you take Accutane as well, the most being dryness around the skin, lips, and eyes. And I've experienced dryness around the skin and lips the most, joint pain, and muscle aches, which I had to tell my dermatologist about as well. When I would post content about Accutane, the most concern for teenagers was depression and teen mental health being affected. So, me personally, I would say this can happen, especially since I took Accutane at the beginning of my junior year. Balancing it out with classes and personal life can be draining, and one of the side effects for Accutane is feeling tired all the time. So, I would say that I definitely experienced this. So what is iPledge? When you're on Accutane, you have to go through this government risk management program that's designed to ensure that you use Accutane safely and for females to make sure that you do not get pregnant on the pill. In order to get the prescription in the first place, you have to complete monthly quizzes and get 100% on all the quizzes. And when you access Accutane, it looks like this. So it's iPledge and it's committed to pregnancy prevention. My top tips for teens on Accutane would first be hydrating your skin due to the amount of dryness that you would get when you're on it. And part of this dryness also appears on the lips. So you should carry a moisturizing lip product with you wherever you go. And like I mentioned before, you should not use active ingredients like benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, and retinol. This leads into the another topic, which is building a skincare routine and what it consists of for morning and night. So briefly, for morning, you should use a cleanser, toner, serum, moisturizer, and sunscreen or SPF. And at night, you should use a cleanser. And if you want to double cleanse, then use an oil and gel cleanser, a toner, a serum, a moisturizer, or an eye cream, which is optional. And I will go more into depth about it. But first, you may notice that there are certain skincare products that are known as AHAs and BHAs. So, what are they? They're both chemical exfoliants that help to dissolve dead skin cells. So, just think of them as a group of exfoliants. AHAs are also called alpha hydroxy acids, and they break down bonds that hold dead skin cells to the skin surface. It helps to improve skin texture and tone, and glycolic acid is a common form of an AHA, and you may notice the Ordinary's glycolic acid here, which is a very popular skincare product that was trending in 2024. And lactic acid are mild exfoliants that help smooth and soften the skin. It works on the skin surface and focuses on fine lines, wrinkles, and sun damage, and is mostly for dry skin. Whereas BHAs are called beta hydroxy acids, and they almost always refer to salicylic acid, which is a very well-known form of a BHA. It offers for more exfoliation against rough and bumpy skin, acne, and dermatitis, which is just inflammation. It works on the skin surface and pores, and BHAs in general just target clogged pores and uneven skin textures, which is the role of salicylic acid. It's mostly for oily or acne-prone skin compared to AHAs, which are mostly for dry skin types. So the first thing that you should use in the morning is a cleanser, and at night double cleanse with a oil or gel cleanser, as I mentioned before. So why is using a cleanser even important in the first place? In the morning, it removes sweat, dirt, excess oil, and bacteria that form on your skin overnight, whereas at night, a cleanser removes dirt, oil, makeup, pollutants, and sunscreen or SPF that form on your face throughout the day. So they both go hand in hand. My favorite cleanser brand would be CeraVe, and I use this one currently for normal to oily skin. Another popular cleanser that is recommended by a lot of dermatologists is the Vanicream Gentle Facial Cleanser, which is suited for all skin types. After a cleanser, you should use a toner, which helps to restore the skin's pH balance after cleansing. It tightens the pores, removes any remaining impurities, and prepares your skin to better absorb the benefits of skincare products that you would use after a toner, such as moisturizers and serums. Great options for toners include the CeraVe Hydrating Toner, which I use, and the e.l.f. Pure Skin Toner and Bioma Toner are popular choices among teenagers as well. After a toner, you should use a serum, and they contain high concentrations of active ingredients from a wide range like hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, retinol, or peptides. And they can be suited to your specific skin need or type and can be applied both in the morning and or night for a deeper repair. So if you're using a vitamin C serum, you would only use it in the morning. But if you're using a hyaluronic acid or niacinamide serum, then you can use it in the morning and at night. You should then use a moisturizer, which should be the last step in your night skincare routine and the second to last in your morning skincare routine, which helps to hydrate and nourish the skin, protecting the natural skin barrier. And this can also prevent dryness and irritation by keeping the skin soft and smooth. It can also improve the skin texture and combat skin problems like acne by maintaining a balanced moisture level. Great options for moisturizers include the CeraVe Neutrogena, which is a gel cream hyaluronic acid moisturizer as well, and the La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer, which I use currently. Lastly, for your morning skincare routine, you should use a sunscreen or SPF. You should always wear SPF every day as it protects your skin from sun damage, including sunburn, premature aging, and skin cancer. The recommended SPF level for most people is 30 or higher, and this level protects against 97% of the skin's UVB rays, which cause this type of sunburn. My SPF favorites are Elta MD, the UV Daily SPF 40, and this brand also specializes in SPF, and the La Roche-Posay Broad Spectrum SPF 30, which I use currently as well. And a popular option among teenagers is the Supergoop SPF 40 Unseen Sunscreen. Always remember that when you're doing a skincare routine, consistency is key. So, why is staying consistent in a skincare routine so important? First, it allows the skin to adapt to the products that you use. It also enables active ingredients to work effectively over time, and it results in noticeable improvements to address specific skin concerns like acne or dryness. What happens when you are not consistent in your skincare routine? This can confuse your skin and lead to imbalances or breakouts. You are prone to skincare concerns, including dryness and an uneven skin tone. This ultimately results in irritation for your skin as well, and you may question what is and what is not working. So, this can be a confusing factor in your skincare routine to determine what products are really helping you. Essentially, consistent care provides the stability your skin needs to stay healthy. Finally, you should find high quality but affordable skincare products. So, what can this look like? The more expensive the product is does not necessarily mean the better it will be, especially as teenagers finding affordable but high quality ingredients and products is really all that you need. I will say that I was a victim of this where I thought the more expensive the brand was, the better it would be for my skin, but that's simply not true. You should look out for certain brands that match this category before Accutane, and currently my favorite include La Roche-Posay and CeraVe. On Accutane, I use gentle products from these brands as well, which really helped with my skin journey. Brands that are dermatologist developed, have straightforward formulas, or are available at drugstores are perfectly fine as well, so just remember that. You should follow at The Journey with Skin on social media, including TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube, and visit the Journey with Skin website as well. And I included a QR code here with all my social medias if you would want to scan it. Thank you for listening to this presentation. Does anybody have any questions?
I have a couple of questions. Um, First, should I use sunscreen every day, even if I'm not going outside that much?
You should always use SPF every day, no matter if it's like the winter time or the summertime, because the sun is always out. So you
Okay,
should wear an SPF 30 or more.
okay, I didn't know that. Thank you.
Mhm.
And then my other question is, you mentioned active ingredients. I forget their names, but do those have any risks in general, or just if you're on Accutane?
They could have risks. I would say it can lead to an acne purge. So the side effects of just, I feel like on Accutane, it's more of a risk though, because you're consuming it. But active ingredients like in a product is just, like you don't have to worry about that as much as you would when you're on Accutane.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Hi, I have a couple questions as well. I have them written down. So you mentioned that you got your blood drawn before taking Accutane. What was the purpose of doing that?
So the purpose of getting your blood drawn is basically so the doctor can just use a sample of your blood to make sure that Accutane isn't affecting your body in a negative way. So when you're consuming high levels of vitamin A, this can just result in your lungs being affected or like, your liver being affected. So they just want to make sure that everything is okay before you start continuously taking Accutane pills.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And you also mentioned that you shouldn't take like active ingredients while on Accutane. What's the reason for that?
Oh, so you should not use active ingredients
Yeah.
when you take Accutane because using active ingredients like salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide, it makes your skin dry, right? And so when you take Accutane, when you're taking the pill and consuming it, that also makes your skin dry. So you just don't want to combine like both your skin types, or not skin types, but you just don't want to combine like both products in one,
Yeah.
if that makes sense, because it just ultimately leads to this like dryness, and you don't want your skin to be too dry.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
And the thing with the purging, did you experience that too while you were on Accutane?
I would say I've experienced the Accutane purge for about a month, but before Accutane, I did experience active ingredient purging, for example, tretinoin, which is a retinol. I've experienced like months of that purging.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a question. Is your Accutane journey over? Like you said, you started it for you did it for about 7 months. So now is that journey over, or is this just like a down period and then you'll start it up again?
It's completely over for me, so I do not need to take Accutane hopefully ever again. It's been 7 months, and that's kind of like the recommended amount of time that you should be taking Accutane. So, yeah, I'm definitely done.
Is there a chance of reoccurrence with Accutane?
I believe if your acne starts to develop again and get worse, but I know at times it can be rare. It just depends on the individual.
I
This que-
have one more question. So you talked about sunscreen a lot. For me, like in my experience, like I'll put on sunscreen and I'll get like a white cast or like a purple look on my skin. Is there like any like POC friendly sunscreens that you would recommend?
Yeah, for sure. So the one that I use currently, the La Roche-Posay SPF 30, it doesn't leave a white cast on my skin. There's also Black Girl Sunscreen, which is a very well-known brand for people with our skin tones. And I would say, yeah, don't use CeraVe, the SPF for CeraVe, because
Okay.
I used that. It definitely gave me a white cast. It wasn't really helpful for my skin at all.
Yeah, the same thing happened with me as well.
Yeah,
And then,
sorry to cut. There's an Indian brand that specifics for just our skin tones called Live
mhm.
Tinted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's really good. I've used they have a moisturizer that has SPF in it, and it's really good. It doesn't leave a white cast or a gray cast. And then they have a tint that it also is really good. And I've tested it out a lot because like you, I find that it just leaves that white look on your face.
Yeah.
And I really like that brand. So check it out.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then I have one more question, sorry. After taking Accutane, what does your skincare routine look like now?
I just use more gentle ingredients, honestly. I don't use active ingredients as much as I did before. So I use the CeraVe cleanser that I mentioned, the oily cleanser, and then I use the toner, and then in the morning my SPF and moisturizer combo, and at nighttime just my moisturizer.
Thank you.
There are some questions in the chat as well. Um, Somebody asked if you're on Accutane and you can't have active ingredients, but you can use gentler ones like hyaluronic acid or vitamin C. So it's recommended not to use vitamin C when you're on Accutane. Hyaluronic acid, on the other hand, I don't think you should use hyaluronic acid. I think you should just stick to like more gentle ingredients or products. Is there any other questions in the chat that are coming in?
I had a question.
Mhm.
When you talked about AHAs and BHAs, which ones do you recommend? Like which one, either or, for like dry skin?
Definitely AHAs, because those are like made for dry skin. BHAs are made for like more oily and acne prone skin types. Okay, any other questions?
Do you feel like your diet affected your like skin ever?
Honestly, I think it could play a role in getting acne, like when researching on hormonal acne, diet played a factor in that. But there are myths to like diet playing a role. Like chocolate, for example, does not cause acne.
Oh,
So, yeah, I would say. Okay, somebody asked how often should you exfoliate? Definitely not every day. I would say once or twice a week.
I have another question.
Mhm.
Um, do you have to use a toner, or can you just have like a cleanser and like moisturizer and sunscreen?
I think a toner is probably recommended just because it balances the pH in your skin, but I wouldn't say that you have to use it, if you know what I mean. Okay. So this meeting is about to end really soon. So thank you all for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys joining my first skincare workshop. If you have any other questions, feel free to just DM me or email me. Make sure you check out my other social medias as well. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.